Well, greetings, everybody. We welcome you from wherever you're joining us around the world from. And we're really excited today to share insights about one of our newer campuses, BASIS Bilingual Kindergarten Futian. This is one of the new campuses that we've added this year, and I won't spoil the insights. So to share some of the details of who will be speaking with us today, I'm Tim Smith. I'm Vice President of Global Talent with BASIS Overseas Educational Services. And today we'll be joined by Joshua Barr, who's the founding head of school at BASIS Bilingual Kindergarten Futian. We'll also be joined by Brittany Benjamin, who's the international recruiter who works specifically with the ECE campus in Futian. So to get things going, it's my pleasure to be able to introduce Josh. Josh, welcome to the presentation. We're really excited to have you share insights about your beautiful campus and the exciting things you have going on there. And I've known Josh for a long time, since almost since the time we've opened our international schools. So it's exciting to see you taking on this new role, and excited to have you share the insights that you do have. So I'll turn it over to you.
Hi, hello. Very nice to be here. I'm Joshua Barr. I'm the head of the ECE here. This is a very exciting school. I've been with BASIS now. Well, I first joined BASIS 2016 when we only had one campus, which was the international campus, and I was a kindergarten teacher. And then I moved from there to actually a different school. And I came back to BASIS in 2023 for the BASIS Bilingual School Futian in Shenzhen. And that's a K-12 school. And that was managing 17 ECE classes. And an exciting step this year, which is to start our second standalone ECE. We have two standalone ECEs in Shenzhen. And they're different, but every campus is the same in what they offer to teachers and what they offer to students. I first came to China in 2010. That was just after I graduated university. I've been in China for a long time. It's kind of where I found my home. It's where I met my wife. I had my first baby in China. I got my dog in China. It's a fantastic place to live. So people who are new to China, have never been here before, it's really a great place for families, for people looking for adventure, for people who are just looking for a new challenge, maybe to get out of the daily grind of working in a US school, UK school back home. It's a very different kind of rhythm in China. And so I'm looking forward to telling you more about what we offer here at BASIS. So I'm not going to spend too much time talking about myself. I want to move on to now talking about actually the campus. So let me introduce BKFT. So BKFT is our acronym for BASIS Bilingual Kindergarten Futian. So we opened in 2024, so this school year. It's a really beautiful campus. And so I'm going to show you a bit later images of different areas of the campus. But first, I want to just tell you about how the standalone kindergartens differ from the other BASIS kindergartens, which are attached to K-12 schools. And actually, the difference is not much at all. I'd say 97% of what we do is exactly the same. The curriculum's the same. The academic calendar is the same. How we approach teaching and learning is the same. The training is the same. The only difference is our main focus is just ECE. Whereas if you're in a K-12 school, what you're likely doing is also interacting with primary school teachers and primary school students, middle school, high school. So you're in a much more bigger network in a campus. Whereas a standalone ECE, what you have is just everyone's there with the same kind of focus, which is early childhood education. So it really works for people who have that singular focus, who just love working with young children, love being in an environment where everyone they talk to is an early childhood teacher. And that's what we do every day. And so we're talking to people who are pre-K teachers, pre-K2 teachers, kinder teachers, everyone knows everyone's name. So it's a much more intimate feel than maybe a grander campus where you might bump into someone you haven't seen for months because there's so many students and so many teachers. So let me delve deep into what we have in our campus and what we can offer teachers and students. So our campus accommodates around 12 classes. The first year we opened with 7 to kind of warm ourselves into it in the first year. We have 7 amazing teachers, 7 amazing classes, pre-K1, pre-K2, and kinder. So pre-K1 are our youngest children, 3 to 4 years old. Then pre-K2 is what we call our 4 to 5-year-olds, and kinder are 5 to 6. So we've started this year just over half full to kind of give us a chance to get into the campus, feel it out, and kind of work on anything that needs to be worked on. And the plan for next year is to expand to 12 classes, so we'll be completely full. And so we're now looking for teachers who can join our team and help move us in that direction and help be part of the BASIS network. And our campus has so many amazing facilities. And I'm confident to say that we probably have the most high-tech, state-of-the-art, beautiful ECE campus in the network. Maybe other heads will disagree with me, but I think when you kind of see inside of what we can offer students, families, and teachers, it's really, really impressive. So we have STEAM labs, we have a bilingual library, we have dedicated classrooms, or what we call studios, for each specials class, so that children can actually get really great experiences wherever they are. And if you're a homeroom teacher or a specialist teacher, actually you get to have your own space to work in, rather than maybe having to do everything in one room or one space, which happens in some schools around the world. So let me kind of give you an insight into what we offer. So I'm going to show you now some different areas inside our school. So if you look at the top left, we have our incredible, like really incredible indoor sand pool play area. The kids absolutely love it. The teachers love it. It's a great place for sensory play, for exploration, for just also playing on a rainy day if you can't get outside. So our sand pool also has a really interesting thing where it has a projector over a screen, so children can write things in the sand, and it projects on the screen so everyone can see it. And kids go there every day to play. Some classes go there for special projects. They hide things in the sand. They do discovery learning. They do kind of archaeology type activities where they hide things in the sand for children to find. Really great place. Next one I want to focus on is the middle picture, which is our ECE office. So every teacher needs a place to go to work, to get things done. So we have a dedicated space for teachers to kind of get quiet time, to focus on what they need to focus on, to talk with each other, and to find collaboration opportunities and prepare materials. So in there, you can also see the blue screen behind the table. That's our yearly curriculum map. So all the teachers know what we're going to be doing as the year goes on, and we go through that weekly with our weekly collaboration meetings and trainings. And it's a great place for teachers to get out of the classroom and kind of have adult time and quiet time as well. And then we also have a dedicated music studio. And our music studio is actually where we can record teachers or students, songs, or other audio files. So actually our music teacher this year wrote our own song for our campus. It's called the Horse Song, and the kids are learning it now, and they've been using the recording studio to mix the music together, to sync the children's singing together. It's a fantastic, fantastic place where we can do many, many amazing things. And then the bottom left, I'm going to show you our indoor adventure play area. You can see that with all the ball pit and the slide, another incredible play space, both for adults and for children. The first time I came to the campus, the first thing I did was jump in the ball pit and go down the slide. Kids love it, and again, great for a rainy day. And on the right-hand side, you can see the other side of the ball pit, which is climbing areas and soft play areas for children to play in. So it's a really great place for students to learn about their physical development and for teachers to support children in that well in a safe way. And then right in the middle there, you can see our STEAM lab. So really a great place for kind of technology-based learning, science activities, engineering activities. And so really, really interesting space that teachers have access to all the time. So they can go and take their class there for special activities, as well as we have after-school clubs that happen in that room as well. And then you can see now from this slide, like we have really, really big hallways. So the kids and the teachers can come out into the hallways, play together, interact together. We do joint activities, so community activities in those really large hallways. Lots of natural light. Every classroom has windows, so we can see what's happening in every single room. Teachers can see what their colleagues are doing, and it really opens up the space and builds community. And on one side, you also see that we have additional small play areas in our hallways too that children can access. So Lego building areas and quiet areas, reading hubs, where children can go and get quiet time. So when we do go into the hallways and play together and have mixed stage learning, they can go read books, they can talk to each other, they can sit down in a safe environment where teachers can know where students are. It's a really, really warm, cozy environment, and it's a really great place for students and teachers to learn. And here are some of our specialist areas. So you can see top left is our art studio. Lots of natural light. We have an amazing art teacher called Miss MJ. She's joined us this year, but she's been in China before doing amazing art classes. So every week, students have standalone art lessons. And then also within their class, they have additional art activities that normal teachers do. And they can also access the art studio for additional learning opportunities as well. And then obviously on the right, you can see the amazing mini theatre. I call it mini theatre because obviously it's just for ECE students, but it's a state-of-the-art theatre, full lighting, full sound system. We do like shows in there, drama classes, a fantastic space. We do our parent presentations, PDs in there as well. So any teachers really into drama, you'll love this space. We go there all the time. The kids absolutely love it too. And in the bottom left, we have our dance kind of music studio, often used by drama and music teachers combined, and after school clubs, another great space for different types of learning what you have in the classroom. And then right there, bottom right, our music studio, where they have music lessons, which is right at the front of the kindergarten. So whenever people visit the kindergarten, what they hear is lots of noise, lots of singing happening in that music studio as well. And outdoors, so Shenzhen is a very busy, popular city that skyscrapers everywhere. So finding outdoor space can be challenging, but we have a really great outdoor space for children to play. We have a mini soccer field, basketball court, we have a jungle gym, and we've put lots of trees in nature as well to try and attract bugs and insects as well for children to explore. This was all installed actually this school year. In the previous year, this was not in the campus. And it's really safe too, so it's soft, nice soft ground, so if children fall down, they won't get hurt too much. So it's really purposefully designed to give children maximum opportunity. We also have our PE lessons outside, and on the first picture on the top left, we actually have a retractable roof. So on days it gets too hot or too sunny, we can use that roof to kind of cover up and give some more shade for the teachers and students as well. But the outdoor spaces are really cool and unique, and we're right across the road from a giant park, one of the best parks in Shenzhen, which is a great place for field trips, for even teachers to go after school for a walk. And so we use that as well to have access more to the nature part of Shenzhen as a city. And now our classrooms. So this is the most magical space in any kindergarten, right? Everyone wants to have a magical, special classroom. So you can see the kind of range of what we have in our classrooms. So really big open spaces, nice wood floor, lots of natural light, lots of different areas, some different levels too, and our teachers create amazing learning spaces for our children. So we cover our core curriculum within the learning space. So we have different math areas, literacy areas, Chinese areas, and then we have our investigation areas too. So teachers set those up so children can play and explore in different areas, and then they embed that with their teaching, which I'll talk more about when I talk about the curriculum. And then another amazing space that no other ECE within the base network offers is a separate bedroom. So we have a separate space attached to each classroom just where children get to nap. And so when that happens, that allows the learning space to continually evolve and be worked on by teachers. So whereas maybe some other campuses, the children nap inside the classroom, the classroom is always available for the teachers to meet together, to talk, to develop, to create activities for the afternoon. So they can always get things done and then make sure the children are in a safe space in their bedroom. Now for our kinder classes who don't have nap, they also have a bedroom attached, but they use that room as additional learning spaces. So because their children don't nap anymore, they create like shadow rooms, small group areas, guided reading areas. Some of them have made like storage rooms for children's work and projects and project-based rooms that building cities in there so they can keep building that without having to move other things in the classroom. So another like great space to get things done that extends onto the classroom space. And our teachers, so this year we open, like I said, 7 classes. So we have 7 groups of teachers and our teaching teams work really hard. And it's really interesting when you open a school for the first time to see how the team culture develops, which often happens quite naturally. And our team culture is really amazing here. The teachers work so well together. They're always collaborating. They're always going to each other for help and questions. For example, we had sometimes, people get sick, they need a day off. And then when that happens, our teachers have been like, oh, would you like me to cover their class? Which often doesn't happen in many schools where, a teacher's volunteering to cover other teachers' classes. But our teachers have really developed a great teamwork where everyone's trying to help each other, support each other. And so we're really looking for teachers who can complement the culture we've already built here this year, of being really supportive, really focused on helping students, and really focused on professional growth as well. So every week our teachers work together for professional development, and they try and apply what they've been learning in the classrooms. And we have specialist teachers as well for our ECE. So we have a music teacher just for teaching music. We have an art teacher just for teaching art. We have a PE teacher just for PE, drama teacher just for drama, and an ELL teacher that supports children that need additional support in English language learning and literacy development. So that complements what we do in the classroom with our homeroom teaching model. And you can see some amazing pictures there, like using the theatre, like I mentioned, the music studio, art studio in the classroom. And there's a big focus of our teachers on planning lots of purposeful, meaningful, playful activities, small group activities, working with children at their level, working in differentiated groups. And so our teachers really are really adept at doing that. And that's what we're looking for to bring into the team. Teachers who know how to work with young children, know the pedagogy of early child education, and are able to work with different levels and navigate that in an ECE environment. And our students are the heart and soul of every school. That's why we come to work every day. And I think anywhere you go in the world, you're going to love young children, right? They're so creative, they're so courageous, they just say what they think, they do what they want to do. And so our students are really incredible. They come to school happy every day. You know, we have the 3-year-olds who the first few weeks of school, they come to school crying because it's the first time of coming to school, but they adapt so quickly. And they walk into school now are proud. They love coming to school to play and to learn with their friends and teachers. Every classroom has a mix, and we try and keep a balance of boys and girls in the classroom to have that kind of balance within each class. And then we do a lot of work as a whole group to build community, but also in small groups to work with them, developing their skills, preparing them for primary school, the long-term goal, but really just to meet them where they are now. We want our 3-year-olds to be 3. We want our 4-year-olds to be 4. We want our 5-year-olds to be 5. And then we just want to develop the skills within them to keep improving. And we kind of have like a little motto of like, improve, not prove. That's what we're trying to do, meet them where they are and help them get to the next step in their learning and playful journey. And I think when any teacher joins a kindergarten, you instantly fall in love with the students and that creativity and that imagination they bring. And that's what we're looking for in our teachers who love working with young children. And that's what you get here at BKFT. So our ECE curriculum, it's been developed over many years. I remember when I was first at BASIS 2016, the curriculum has evolved a lot since then to really meet the needs of ELL learners and also to really hone in on what play-based education is in a bilingual context. So we have 3 main mottos in BASIS ECE, which is discover, inquire, experiment. And that's what we want our teachers to do. That's what we want our students to do. We want to discover about the world, about themselves, about language. We want them to inquire, to think deeply, ask deep questions, to find answers to their questions. And we want them to experiment, not just like scientific experiments, but experiment with language, experiment with ideas to try and find answers to what they do. And so our curriculum is divided into 6 world discovery themes that we cover over 1 year. And those themes allow us to explore different areas within the world, like science areas, like the natural world around me, imagination, creativity. My whimsical world of fantasy is one of our themes. The first 2 themes are my identity and building my relationships and community. It's really designed about building that school culture, learning about themselves and the world around them. And they really help us follow the children's interests too. So although they're called themes, I think it's best described as big ideas. So within that big idea of like my identity or the natural world around me, the teachers follow students' interests. So it's not a scripted curriculum, and we really respond to the children and what they want to do and what they're interested in. And then we follow that path in our project-based learning, which is we call world discovery. And then with our literacy and math curriculum, we have specific expectations we have, and then we embed that into the world discovery. For example, if students are learning about measuring or measurement, they incorporate that into the theme My Identity by learning about who's the tallest in the class, how big their shoes are, like real practical uses to learn the skills they need to learn. And then we have our literacy curriculum, which starts in pre-K1 of building out foundations, pre-phonics, experimenting with phonemic awareness. And as they go into kinder, they start getting a more formal phonics instruction, developing the skills to be confident reading and writers. And they really excel at that. And we do a lot of creative writing. And by the end of the year, our kids are really, really impressive. And they often just go and do it by themselves. You know, we don't like have to assign them tasks. They just want to write a story to share with their mom and dad or their teacher, to share with their friends. And so it's a really, really rich curriculum that really supports EOL learners, designed for students who don't speak English as a first language, but are learning it as a second language. And then everything we do is built on the foundation of social emotional learning. So it happens in every single classroom. We're constantly thinking about how are we making sure students have opportunities to socialize with other children, to mix with children of different ages, to encounter problems that then they can solve either themselves or through the support of a teacher. And that's what we do through our play, giving opportunities to share resources, to play together, which often sometimes leads to children having disagreements. And then we navigate those to build those classroom communities and teach children the skills they need to regulate their emotions, to have good social time, to know how to talk to people, know how to respond to people, and really become confident young learners. So when they go into primary school, when there's a lot more independence, when they're going to walk into school gates by themselves, they're really capable to do that. And our teachers are really strong at doing that. We reflect on that constantly. And we're also looking for teachers who can bring that to us as well, who really have a passion for social emotional learning, for working with children on them, not just what they're doing academically, but what they are as a person and what they need to work on. So let me hone in on one specific world discovery topic or theme. This is one's called My Place in the Universe. It's one of the kids' favorites ones because all the kids love learning about space, but we always approach it in a way as where the children's knowledge is now and what they can comprehend. So this is how we break down our world discovery themes. We kind of have a driving concept. So for pre-K1, for My Place in the Universe, discovery into the concept of Earth, pre-K2 discovery into the solar system, and kinder discovery into space exploration, our galaxy. We have a couple of driving questions that are our big ideas and big questions we want to follow. And then within that, teachers test the ideas of children and what they know and what they're interested in. And then the pathway is kind of followed through that direction. So last year we had some classes that really, really dug deep into what an astronaut does. They watched videos on the International Space Station. They asked questions about how astronauts eat in a space station, how they go to the toilet, those kind of things that kids are interested in. There's also like great videos to show them to have those conversations. There was one class became absolutely fascinated with rockets. So they started building their own rockets. They built a giant rocket in the classroom. And then inside, they built individual rockets and did science experiments to make rockets like a blast off. And there were other ones that really got into like the more imaginative side of this theme by learning about aliens and kind of designing their own aliens. And that's really how we respond to children, by taking an idea, asking questions, and then seeing how they respond to those, and then find that direction to follow and embedding the other curriculum into it. And then within this, so we have different types of themes that allow our students and teachers to explore different areas. A really unique part of the themes too is they're not time bound. So although we have a time frame we aim to finish the theme, we don't always stick to that. So if we need more time, teachers can give themselves more time to keep going further. Or if, for example, they feel they've completed what they needed to complete and the interest is kind of dying down and there's a new interest emerging, we can move on to a new theme quicker. So it's really responsive to students. In that way, it's kind of semi-emergent curriculum for those who are really passionate about that type of approach in ECE, but we still have that kind of guiding idea of what we want to achieve within each theme. So within our teaching team, we provide a co-teaching model. And what this means is every class has one international teacher and one local Chinese teacher, which we call the SET, Subject Expert Teacher International, LET, Learning Enhancement Teacher Chinese. And they work together on everything they do. It's a pure co-teaching model, co-planning, co-teaching, co-assessment. They discuss together what they're going to do each day. They have different roles for each other and supporting each other. And then that's how we execute our planning and our teaching. So we don't run the model where there's one teacher on the stage, so to speak, the sage on the stage presenting with one assistant. That can sometimes happen at one model, but it's really a collaborative model of working with small groups, doing differentiated instruction, setting up the environment together, really thinking about how we can support students. The learner enhancement teacher who speaks Chinese, how they can help students whose English level isn't quite there yet to give them more support. The international teacher with their expertise of working with different students. And that's how we plan our days. We also have a classroom monitor in the class. And so the classroom monitor works as a kind of life teacher, so to speak, for students, helping students with their eating and daily life habits, going to the toilet, making sure they're drinking enough water, making sure they're eating a balanced diet, good eating habits. And they also support in the daily life teaching and learning as well. But those three adults are with the students the majority of the day. And that's how we run our co-teaching model. And then within a grade level, our co-teachers collaborate together. So they talk to each other about what they do in each other's classes, share ideas, and then work on what they want to do together and where different directions are going in their classroom as well. In addition, like I mentioned earlier, we have specialized teachers. So we have an art teacher who's from an international art teacher. We have an international drama teacher, international music teacher. Our PE teacher is local Chinese, and an international ELL teacher. So all these teachers do their own subjects for all classes, but they also support in other areas. They support children by going outside to play with them. They join their classes to know what they're learning about, so they can then plan their specialist lessons based on what's happening in the classroom to provide that more developed support. Our specialist team also has a really unique role as our event planners. So every time we have a special event, our specialist team come together, put the plan together, share with the teachers of how we do special events like a Mid-Autumn Festival, which is where we make moon cakes and learn about the moon, such a very famous Chinese festival, Chinese New Year, a winter festival, fall festival. They come together and make the unique plans for that. And so they're really collaborative environment, working together and really learning from each other and try and support each other. And every week we have professional development. It's a big part of every single BASIS school. So any new teacher that joins BASIS, the first thing they experience is professional development. So we start a school year with our Summer Institute, where every single new teacher in the network comes to one of the campuses where they get trained by the experts across the network. And we have lots of different layers of experts. So we have our chairs, which are our subject leaders. We have our CADs, course advisors, and then we have our heads of division, vice heads of division. And they train all new teachers. So the pictures you're seeing on the screen are from our Summer Institute, where all our teachers got intensive training on the curriculum, how we approach teaching and learning, how we approach assessments, how we approach documentation, parent communication. And then from that, we then go back to our campuses, and then we have on-site training specifically for our campus. So how we're supporting teachers on our campus and how we're supporting students and what we need to do. And then weekly grade level meetings in collaboration. And then we have weekly, monthly, quarterly professional development. So last month, we did a really fantastic PD project called What is Play, where we dug deep into what play is, what it looks like in action, how we define play as a school and as a network. And then this month in October, we're starting our book study, where we're going to read a book together, each week get together, talk about that book, and then have practical applications for our classrooms of how we can apply what we've been learning into our classrooms for that as well. And then we have PD days, so 2 days a year dedicated to professional development. Students don't come to school, teachers do, and we just focus on what we need to work on. So it could be we need more help with literacy support, more help with project-based learning, more help with documentation, and then we kind of work around the needs of each campus and the teachers. And the teachers also lead the PD as well as take part in PD, and it happens twice a year. So teachers really have an opportunity to really learn a lot and to collaborate with each other, to work through the experts across the network. So we've had online PDs too, where chairs and subject leaders from other campuses have done online sharing to share their best practices, to give teachers a chance to ask questions about how different campuses are approaching different world discovery themes, different challenges. So it's a really collaborative environment. And I think one thing that's very unique about BASIS as a network that's different to most other networks is it really falls under the category of one campus or one school, many campuses. So everything that happens on each campus is mostly identical. So whether you're in Hangzhou or Chengdu or Shenzhen or Wuhan, the experience you're going to get and what the students are going to have is largely the same. And we pull from that network of experience all the time. We have regular collaborative meetings across the network. So we really learn from each other, and then we learn together. And rather than just having one campus working on one project, we have like network-wide projects. So we're really pulling the ideas from multiple people across the network to learn from. And you don't really get that anywhere else. Some schools share the same name, but they don't have that same level of network collaboration I think BASIS offers. And finally, I want to just talk about Shenzhen. Shenzhen is a city I've lived in for actually half my life in China. So around 8 years I've lived in Shenzhen, and it's an amazing place to live. If you are a countryside person, probably Shenzhen maybe isn't for you, but actually we're very, 30, 40 minutes drive, you can get to really amazing mountains and scenic areas. But Shenzhen is a really great modern city. It has everything you need, whether you're into coffee, that has unique boutique coffee shops, shopping, activities you can do, nightlife, amazing restaurants. No matter what you want to eat, you can find it in Shenzhen, whether you like Mexican food, Indian food, Chinese food, Thai food, Vietnamese, whatever you want, you can kind of find it in Shenzhen. I've loved living here for the 8 years I've lived in Shenzhen. And then one of the best parts about Shenzhen is that there's 5 campuses here, basis campuses. So if you meet another teacher in Shenzhen, it's a good chance you're going to meet another basis teacher from another campus. And so it really helps build that network too. Many things to do, like sporting events as well. So if you're into sports, there's lots of clubs where you can do football, soccer, if you're American. There's like touch rugby, volleyball, badminton. We're right on the doorstep of Hong Kong. So a lot of our keen rugby playing teachers go to Hong Kong for rugby events and also Hong Kong nightlife. And it's a really convenient city too to get anywhere else. So if you want to travel around Asia, going from Shenzhen or going from Hong Kong is really convenient to do that from here. And it's an amazing city to live in. I think that's all I can really say about it. It's just amazing city to live in. I think anyone who comes here can see that, and you can see amazing videos as well. So one really cool thing that happened over the recent holiday we had was a really amazing drone show. And so you probably can see that on the internet, on Facebook, where they have amazing high-tech drone shows, which shows all kinds of cool stuff in the sky. So it's really high-tech cities where all the large companies are. So we have a lot of our families come from those big tech companies. So we have a really, if you're interested in that kind of field of study, engineering, tech, Shenzhen's a great city to live in.
Well, Josh, thanks for sharing those insights on the school and the campus. One thing that stood out to me about your campus is the neighborhood where the campus is. Do you want to speak a little bit about, maybe more even specifically about the neighborhood where the campus is?
Yeah, so I'm going to say the Chinese name, which I'm probably going to say wrong for anyone who knows Chinese. It's called a Shangmihu, which is, and Hu means lake. So we have a beautiful park lake right across the road from us. And that really opens up so much nature, because I said in a busy city, it's hard to find good nature to go to regularly. But we're literally across the road from an amazing park where we can, lots of ecological things to see. And it's a really quiet neighborhood too. So we have big sidewalks, big open roads. So you don't have like a busy highway near you, for example. So it's a really quiet, lovely neighborhood. Really family neighborhood too. So when you're out there in the morning, the children are arriving, what you're seeing is families walking to school, walking their dog. So it's a really beautiful place. And the park is actually where we're going for our field trip, our first field trip. So I don't have any pictures of it yet, but I plan to have a nice little video that we can share of our field trip to the park. But yeah, it's a really great place. And a really great place for people who need a more quiet life. They don't want to be in the high-rise area of Shenzhen. You can see that like 10 minutes away, but really cool, quiet life and a really nice little location right around lots of family communities.
Yeah, it's a great location, great place, and there's a shopping center right behind the campus. So great places to eat and get some lunch, or something after school as well. So
yeah, I mean, anywhere in Shenzhen you go to, you just have so much convenience. I mean, we can say maybe you drink Starbucks, but you don't even need Starbucks. If you look on your like online apps, and China's great for online apps of finding food and drink, you could find 20 different coffee shops of all different variety of coffee beans, different styles. And so it really is for anyone. I said any different types of food, whether you're vegan, vegetarian, whether you like salad, Korean, meat, you can find anything you want wherever you are.
yeah. Again, really great campus. And I mean, something that stood out to me, another thing that stood out to me is, the size of the classrooms is really quite exceptional. It creates great space, an open space to have different areas for the students to, to play and learn, and different centers and focus on different types of things. I mean, it really is well apportioned.
Yeah, so the design of the kindergarten is amazing. And so actually, we were very lucky because we inherited this kindergarten. So we took over another school before, and so they designed a fantastic kindergarten. We made some changes over the summer to make it more fit into basis and what we do. But what I loved about it was the big classrooms, different levels too. Natural wood floor, lots of space for documenting work, large window spaces, lots of natural light, and that separate bedroom, which is really a unique space. So it really doesn't take up any room in your classroom. And so you have another space where children can go to rest, and you have a whole classroom space just focused on children's learning and play and creating areas and learning. And we probably have some of the largest classrooms in the network too. So it's really like a playground for teachers to like design great spaces, project work, and really do a lot of great things in the classroom.
Yeah. And it just, the design of everything really does really encourage that play and learning. You walk past the sand pool, you just want to step in. And like you say, even as an adult, you want to jump on that slide and head on down into the ball pit. So really great place.
Yeah, actually, when I walk around sometimes, because I have my office, but the office is an office, right? So when you walk around and walk around the east, I just sometimes walk into the steam room. It just makes me feel really, like so amazing. I walk into the ball pit adventure playground room, and it's wow, so amazing. And I walk into the theater, and I'm like, so amazing. And so I walk into every space, like this is a really cool space.
Yeah, that's great. Well, again, thanks for sharing those insights on your campus and what you have going on there. We'll move on to the next part of our presentation before we get to. We'll move on to the next part of our presentation before we get to Q&A. So again, for those of you that have questions, please feel free to submit your questions. There's a Q&A button at the bottom of the screen, so you can submit your questions there. So teaching with BASIS International Schools. So our campus in Futian is part of the BASIS Curriculum Schools network. The network as a whole consists of 14 BASIS International and bilingual schools, combined with 6 BASIS independent schools that are based in the United States, where the BASIS organization was founded. You can see some pictures here of some of our campuses across China. The bottom center there is a BASIS Bilingual Kindergarten in Futian. To get a little bit more insight and detail on, why consider teaching with BASIS International Schools, I will welcome my colleague, Brittany Benjamin, into the presentation, and she'll share a little bit more detail about these pieces. Brittany, I'll turn it to you.
And thank you, Josh and Tim, for all of the wonderful information. And thank you all for joining us on this webinar. So again, my name is Brittany Benjamin, and I am a member of our recruitment team. So why teach with BASIS International Schools? So teaching with BASIS is an opportunity to be a part of a vibrant, collaborative community. So can you imagine working alongside passionate educators, sharing ideas and learning different teaching approaches that inspire and uplift everyone? Our academic culture sets high expectations, encouraging both students and teachers to achieve their very best. In our ever-expanding network of schools in China, you'll find unique career opportunities and growth wherever you may go. And earlier, Josh mentioned how awesome our BASIS students are. And I just want to reiterate that we have truly special students. They come to class motivated and eager to learn, making every day a truly rewarding experience. So when you join BASIS, you'll have the chance to inspire your students and really see them thrive. It's an environment where your impact is not only appreciated, but is celebrated. And now for our industry-leading HR support, we understand that moving to a new country is a huge decision. You won't just be dropped off and left to figure things out on your own. So we're here to support you every step of the way. The moment you accept your offer, we start assisting with your visa and your flight arrangements. When you arrive, we'll be there to greet you at the airport and bring you to your new home. We take care of every detail. Your housing will be ready. with your Wi-Fi set up. Your essentials will be prepared, and even a welcome package with food, so you'll feel right at home. We're also here to help you with everything from setting up banking to finding the best apps for your phone, and we'll even take you shopping. So when you become a basis teacher, you won't just get dropped off and say, here, I'm in China. We will be there to support you. Now, my favorite portion of the slide, why teach in China? So China is a place where education is deeply valued and teachers are truly respected. Living in its modern cities gives you access to advanced technology, and it has a rich cultural history. And so can you just imagine living in China? You can go to the Great Wall, you can see the terracotta warriors, and you can also go on your phone and order anything under the sun, and it'll come at your doorstep within a day, even minutes even. And so why teach in China? Like Josh mentioned, Shenzhen is a foodie's paradise. China in general is a foodie's paradise. And there are over 100 Michelin-starred restaurants in China. So you'll never run out of interesting things to eat. It's also a great place to travel with so many different destinations in Asia, just a short flight away. For example, if you're living in Shenzhen, Thailand may be 2 to 3 hours away. Japan is not that much far away. So there's so many neat countries that you can visit. Expat Package. Our package is designed to make your transition smooth and stress-free. We cover airfare to China, plus an annual allowance for a return trip home. You'll also receive global health coverage, including in the US. So you'll be protected wherever you go. We provide fully paid furnished housing, so you can also opt for a housing allowance if that suits your needs better. On top of that, we offer a 10% retirement benefit, completion bonuses, and other additional incentives. We also provide those tuition benefits for up to 2 children, as well as meals at school. Now, the meals in China, they're not like in the US schools where you might have meatloaf and like tater tots and like that square pizza. Like back in the day, you'll have really awesome food like noodle bars, a Western section. The food is really great in the cafeteria. And so some of our requirements to be a basis teacher. So to be a part of Basis International Schools, we look for teachers with a degree in their subject with at least 2 years of teaching experience. We're excited to welcome passionate teachers who love collaborating, love setting those high standards, and who want to inspire their students every day. We also value a willingness to work hard and to support colleagues. And while there are some visa restrictions, our HR team will be there to guide you every step of the way. And so if you would like to have some more insights, please follow us on social media on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We even have a TikTok channel. You can also visit our career site, read our blogs, and you can join our talent community.
Great. Well, Brittany, thank you. Some great insights on teaching with the schools and particularly the campus in Futian. At this point, we'll end our question and answer session. We'll invite Josh to come back on, as I'm sure he'll have some insights or answers for some of the questions that we do have. We have a few questions. Josh, I'll pose this to you. So the question is, what results have you seen with BASIS' approach to accelerated learning in ECE? So I know that BASIS is kind of known for an accelerated curriculum, accelerated program. What does that look like for ECE?
Well, actually, our ECE curriculum isn't accelerated academically. We're not pushing young children beyond their capabilities, but what we're doing is preparing them for an accelerated curriculum. So we're really meeting children where they are, being developmentally appropriate, play-based, but our focus is really on developing students who are independent, capable young men and women, young boys and girls. so they can go into primary school with a solid knowledge base, but really eager and hungry to learn. Like they really love coming to school, so that when they go into primary school and they move up through the years and the curriculum becomes more accelerated, they're able to adapt to that. So we're not trying to teach like our kindergarten children algebra, for example, right? We're staying with what they should be doing now. We have a good literacy foundation, so they go into primary school like reading and writing to a really decent level, really good level, often above maybe age level standards. But that's not through excessive teaching, that's just through quality teaching. We still put a lot of time and effort on project-based learning, inquiry-based learning. Like I said, the 3 areas we focus on: discovery, inquiry, experimenting. So with the acceleration is really about preparing them for that in the ECE. And I really want for all ECE teachers considering to join us who really are, play-based advocates. That's what we do. We really want our students to play, to enjoy school, to enjoy learning. And then that acceleration will come through that by quality teaching at the right time, at the right moment, knowing when to teach something, and then build on that when they go into primary school.
Great, thank you. Next question is, could you tell us more about what qualities you look for when interviewing teachers? So what are you looking for?
So we want teachers, one, passionate about early childhood education. That's the kind of key drive. We want people, we're not just looking for a job, and whichever job they can find will be great. We're looking teachers who, I want to work with young children. I want to work with 3, 4, 5-year-olds. I want to, be in that environment where the kids are going crazy, running around. I want to have that mad rush house every day. I want to, be face painting and like making messy process-based art projects. That's what I want to do, and that's what we're looking for. And then really team players that want to join the team. So we've built here a really collaborative team environment, which I mentioned earlier. Our teachers support each other independently. I don't have to tell them to go anywhere to support each other. They naturally be like, how can I help you? What can I do to support you? If a teacher's sick, that's they're volunteering to go to their class to help. They're offering to go to each other's classes, to observe each other, to give ideas and to learn from each other. That's what we're looking for. Teachers that want to be part of that, who really want to open their door and be like, come in, give me advice. Can I come and give you advice? Can I share this really great idea I had? And then again, just passionate about education.
Looks like that is all of the questions that we do have at this point. Well, Josh, thank you so much for sharing the wonderful insights on your beautiful campus, what you have going on there in Futian. It's a great place, and we invite people that are interested to apply. Any insights on what specific openings you plan to have for the upcoming school year?
Yeah, so as I said earlier, we're planning to double, or just nearly double. So we're going from 7 to 12 classes. And so we're really looking for homeroom teachers, pre-K1, so teachers who are passionate about 3 to 4 years old, pre-K2, 4 to 5 years old, and kinder 5 to 6 years old. And with our older students, any teachers who also have that experience with early literacy is a really valuable asset as well. But yeah, so those 3 key age groups is what we're looking for at the moment.
That's great. Well, again, thank you so much. Really appreciate that insight. I love your passion for early education, the expertise that you share out and developing your people and your team, and really great opportunities to be a part of Josh's school there. So I will, just to back up again, for people that are interested in opportunities, please visit our career site. It's jobs.basisinternationalschools.com. And again, you can see a lot of information about what it's like to be with BASIS, what it's like to be in China. You can see teachers who have shared their stories and their insights on the blog at blog.internationalschools.com. Josh even has some insights that he's shared there specifically also, so you can see some information from him. Again, Josh, thank you so much for sharing the insights. Appreciate you presenting and sharing about BASIS, Bilingual Kindergarten Futian.
Thank you. Yeah, look forward to hearing from some teachers, and said follow us on our pages and even LinkedIn. A lot of our BASIS ECE teachers and heads are posting on there constantly to share insights.
And thanks to all of you who have joined us today, and we appreciate your attendance. And again, any questions that you do have, feel free to communicate and contact us at careers@basisinternationalschools.com.